The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed that it suspended the operations of Azman Air on Wednesday, saying it took the action because the airline failed to provide required documents for the renewal of its air transport license. One of the critical documents is the tax certificate, which the airline could not provide because it failed to remit ticket and cargo sales charges amounting to about 1.2 billion to the NCAA. In education, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, governor of Ekiti State and chair of the Nigerian Governors Forum, has urged stakeholders in the nation's education system to develop a fresh strategy for boosting skills and competition in the classroom because the country's white-collar focus system is no longer capable of fostering national development. In order to guarantee the success of the IDEAS project, Federal Ministry of Education has organized a workshop in conjunction with the World Bank. And the World Bank is supposed to provide funding of about $200 million for the implementation of various subsets of the IDEAS project. Joining us to discuss further, Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, good morning to you.
Morning.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Let me start with aviation.
The Azman Air, yes?
Okay, I can confirm they have been released to start flying again.
Okay, oh really?
I can confirm that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can confirm that because I was in touch with NCAA early this morning.
Okay.
And they've been released to start flying again.
So breaking news.
But I just let me summarize the issues.
Yeah.
I'm using this as a benchmark for other airlines and the work NCAA is doing. NCAA is the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, responsible for maintaining the structure, peace and order in our national airlines.
Yes.
Make sure that we fly safely. Azman, for example, their air transport license, ATL, was going to expire April this year. Now, normally, the rule is 6 months before expiry, you should start working towards the renewal. But this particular airline didn't do that until almost 1 month before the expiry. And so they reached out to NCA, and NCA gave them a 60-day extension. The airline was asking for 90 days.
Okay.
But subsequently they gave them 60 days, and they couldn't reach the 60 days, and they gave them an additional 30 days, which made it 90 days. Issues include the fact, one, they must produce a tax clearance certificate.
Yeah.
Government is looking for money.
Yes, it is.
So every corporate must produce tax clearance, and they didn't produce that, among other things. And then the two other challenges, they were owing NCA 1.2 billion for passenger charge, the one you pay, all of us pay.
Yeah.
Now remember we talked about in this program, that is the money they collected on behalf of government that should be remitted, but all of them just chop it, And so for this particular airline, it came to 1.2 billion. And NCA said, let's have your plan on how to repair this legacy debt.
Yeah.
And, they were offering something like 10, 20 million a month. And the NCA didn't like that. The NCA wanted something like 50 million minimum. And so that plus lack of tax clearance certificate, plus other issues, when the additional 90 days over the April expiry date expired, they were shut down. Yeah. Now, guess what? The things that they couldn't do before, they thought NCA was joking. They have agreed to the 50 million a month now, the NCA wanted. Yeah. You believe that overnight they have applied for the tax clearance certificate. They didn't want to produce all this. Why?
Oh, wow.
Because NCA has shut them down.
Yeah.
And then, most importantly, NCA has worked out a MOU with the airline to pay off the historical debt, 1.2 billion. And going forward for the new passenger service charge collections, they entered into a tripartite agreement with the bankers to collect from tickets. Once the tickets hit the account, the government, they removed the NCA one.
Wow,
immediately.
Okay. Yeah.
So they sign agreement with their bankers just to make sure that prevent this accumulation.
Right, in the future.
In the future. It's a challenge, but we can confirm some airlines are really very clean on this. They're not owing NCA, they're very good in payments. Yeah. But some others have been holding on there. But I just say this, Azman is supposed to have been back they've been released to start flying again.
Fantastic. Chika, thanks. You are a full-fledged aviation analyst at this point.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Let's talk about it briefly on inflation.
Inflation, yes.
We know everybody feels it. When the rain falls, it beats on everybody, whether you're Christian or Muslim, whether you're Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba, so it beats all of us. Yeah. So everybody feels this. There's nobody that doesn't feel inflation. So even the figures are on our screen now, some people claim that these figures are unaffected.
Exactly. Yep.
But look at when Ghana figure came out last week and he said 30%, look at we're chasing Ghana now.
Right.
This is at headline inflation is at 21% almost. Food inflation about 22 already. So which is the one I focus on a lot on,
Yes.
And but you see, the interesting thing there, the silver lining I see there, is that month-to-month increase
is coming down.
Decelerating.
Decelerating. Yes,
whether for food or for headline.
Right.
And so we're hoping that that deceleration will continue, and we'll see the reversal in inflation. Indeed, some analysts hope that as we're entering the harvest season, hope that with the problems we see in harvest again, a lot of farmers couldn't go to the farms. A lot of farmers have to pay, fees to the bandits to be able to reach their farms. We hope that won't affect harvest. We've had a good harvest. It will actually moderate the food inflation, which has the highest impact on headline inflation. That. So what all of us are feeling is, the point here is that CBN is chasing into the demand side management, which is monetary policy. Reducing the amount quantum of naira in your pocket. But the challenges we have here, actually on the supply side, basically the supply chain issues. People can't go to the farm, and then the other issue is the issue of production, high cost of production. And the fiscal side, government side. When the fiscal side is government side, and the economy to work, the central bank role, and the political party in power, the government in power role, and both must work together in tandem to make sure the economy, CBN done its own.
It's time for fiscal side.
But we hope that nothing will be done between that. But the president has said something that he's giving the security agencies before December
to clear up insecurity.
And if that variable is removed from the equation, we believe a lot of things will supply chain will return again. But we just wonder why it has taken them 7 years
to address it.
To address it. But we hope never too late that it happens. And then for the good of the country.
Thanks, Chika. Education
is key. Education is key.
And you're saying we need to update skills.
From the white collar jobs to the blue collar jobs. Now, let me even talk about some of us recruit. One of the services we render is also recruitment. And you advertise for a position, and about 5,000 people apply for it.
Wow.
1,000 people apply for it, and it's always a disaster. You do the first written test, which is basically a GMAT or IQ test, something. And then from the 1,000 people that you come down to maybe about 100, and then start interviewing 100, and then
you come down again.
You may get barely 2 or 3.
Wow!
Because of the paucity of the education system. Look at the charade that's going on with ASU,
right?
And the government. I mean, I was listening to the ASU president the other day. You know what they were saying? That if the government does not pay them the areas of salary, they will not teach the whole syllabus.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know where they heard that, that they will not teach, they will assume that they will teach the students to graduate without these months are passed. So what do we have put out there?
Right.
Have begged incompetent students. And not surprising, therefore, that a lot of times when you see people, even though they're an application letter, some of them cannot even write.
Wow.
So many spelling errors and so many wrong,
Do you think there was a online university? Nexus. Can that substitute for what we're seeing?
It has worked, and it's working. A lot of people are getting their quality education through that, and they find a way of mixing it. And because I don't know, ask yourself sometimes, what do you really get from the physical thing of being in a classroom? So you just walk into the classroom, the teacher teaches, and then it's over. So you do your assignments. And it's over. So you find that the fiscal side, a lot of educationists have analyzed the fiscal side, have found out that the fiscal contacts are not always needed. The online can suffice also with some moderate fiscal intervention. As far as you do your assignments and so on and so forth. But you see, there's a conviviality that required when students are together. That's what they miss from the physical something. When but some of these universities must also provide for common rooms where you do your assignments and so on and so forth to mimic the physical classrooms. So they work. It happens that there will be no strike. You know, as we're talking about this, the private universities are still running.
Right.
How's it going? Yeah.
But then they come at a higher cost.
They come at a higher cost. Yeah. But you see, at the time also, we know that public education is cheaper worldwide. But the fundamental issues in our educational system, one of them is that the funding structure has to change.
Right.
You know, what value are we even getting from these ASU members? How much research? How the output, how does it transform the economy?
Right.
Because they were saying before that the justification for no work, no pay is the fact that even though there's strike and students are not there, they're doing research.
Yeah.
So how much has that research? During COVID, what did research do for us? On the food value chain, what has research done for us? On transportation and computer systems, what has it done for us? What has the Nigerian university system, how has it transformed our economy? So those are the challenges and the funding structure for that, you know. So all depending on the handout. I was trained by a primary school teacher as a father. You know, when he does not have, he does not have.
Right.
When he's paying me my pocket money, depends on the government paying him his salary. Right. And you know how the government are owing teacher salaries. So will I go and make the man to go and steal money? You know, so the government is broke.
Right.
So how would they fund ASU?
Right.
You see the budget we're analyzing. Everything is deficit. So how would they fund it? So there must be those realism for that. When I was in the University of Ife in those days, we used to pride ourselves for being very independent. Yeah. We had our system. We had this. You know, the university community, even farm. Yeah. Each university must have farm and be self-sufficient in food and export food. There must be centers of excellence. Yeah. That's basically not just you know, this
classrooms.
Classrooms and half-baked graduates they bring up, and then some bad ones actually be pressing the distance of the students, the female students. You know.
Excellent point there. Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, as always, thank you for joining us to talk about this. We appreciate it.